Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we're just gonna walk through here actually, guys. So forgive me for the echo, but what we're gonna talk about today is how to get good at writing essays. Because let's say you're at uni, you're at school like whatever it is, sixth form. Essays can be quite daunting, but I've found a way of doing it that I really cracked it. I used to find essays really daunting, and now I've just got a workflow that works every time, and it takes very little effort for me to write one. So what I'm saying in this video, the sort of tactics I'm describing, it's not going to work for everyone exactly. So just take the broad principles that I give in this video and apply it to fit it into your own sort of personality. So take the general structure, but some things will be different for you. So the thing that you want to do with essay writing, I think, is you want to go in where the fighting is the thickest. I've always thought with writing essays, the reason I found it so difficult is because I've always been very reluctant to just get into the difficult stuff first. I've sort of skirmished around the outsides, planned, planning an essay, I couldn't think of anything worse. We're not going to be doing that, guys, don't you worry. So, basically, the way I go about writing an essay is, let's say the word count is 1,000 words, let's say. 1,000 words, okay. I would try and write, and they're like, you don't really know the topic, you haven't really read around the subjects, you've just been given an essay title, maybe you're a bit behind on work for the subjects, you don't really know exactly what to write, you're not really familiar with the question. I've had it where you see the question there and it's just like, how the fuck am I going to write 1,000 words on this? Compare the roles of, it's just like, it's just very daunting. So what you want to do is just jump straight in to where the fighting is the thickest. The first thing you want to do is, if the word count is 1,000 words, try and write 500 words on the topic. No, without doing any prior reading, just what you already know more or less about the topic. And now this, obviously we're not going to submit this. We're going to do a lot of editing. We're going to make sure we hit the word count. But a good place to start is just to try and write as much of it as you can. And this is good for two reasons. Number one, it gets rid of that fear around writing essays. Because if you get started on it, then you're like, well, if worse comes to worse, I can just submit this. Shit, but I can still submit it, which is really good, because a big part of why essay writing is so daunting is because you're worried it has to be perfect. Meanwhile, this way just throws it out of the bag. It's like, I'm just going to get down wherever I can. Second thing is, often you'll notice that 500 words is not even that much once you actually get started writing. And again, what you might be writing is not very good, but it doesn't matter, just get it out there. And the third thing it does, and this is a really important thing, is it allows you to formulate your thoughts, and you can begin thinking about how you actually see the structure emerging. Because I've always had this with essay questions where I don't know what sort of structure there is, how to structure my argument. But I believe you just kind of do it automatically by this method of just well, what can I write? So that's what you want to do. You want to write down about half of the word count. Try and get as far as you can. You might not be able to hit 500 words. Maybe you only write 250. Maybe you only write 100. Maybe all you can manage is just the introduction. But you want to do that as soon as you get off the bat with it. And then the second thing you want to do is fill in the gaps. That's going to comprise that extra 500 words. So once you run out of being able to talk about the stuff you're writing, that indicates to you very clearly where your holes in your knowledge are. So this is the point where you reread the book or the chapter or whatever it is, the history chapter that you're studying, and you reread it, or if you haven't read it, read it for the first time, and then read around the subjects. Secondary literature. Obviously, that depends if you're depends what level you're at. Maybe you're just using the book. Maybe the examiner wants you to include criticism from like secondary sources, but whatever it is, just like read as much of it as you can, and this is you loading up for that second attack of the essay. So now that you've read all the stuff you've got to read, now it's time to go back into it. And you will often find, I would just read through what you've written already, as if you're proofreading the final copy. And the way it works for me is that I will notice things instantly that I can improve. Even if it's just phrasing, or it's like there's a sentence that can be rewritten or expanded, and very quickly, without even really adding any information, I've already fleshed out another 200 words to this essay that previously I thought I couldn't write anything on at all. Now I've almost finished the word count. And brought along with the knowledge that you got from rereading the material. If you're really dedicated to the subjects, you'll do really well. You'll hit the word count, and what you've written will be half decent, and you'll have done it in half the time than if you'd. Because like what most people do in essays is they sort of plan first, and that's just such a terrible idea because you haven't thought about it through. It just wastes so much time. With this way, you'll get it done in like half the time, and it'll probably be even better than it would have been if you'd done it the normal way. So yeah, that's my thoughts, guys. The thing to emphasise is just to go straight into writing as soon as you can. Literally, first thing you do, and just see how far you get, and then worry about sort of fine-tuning it. Doing the reading again, because then you've got to sort of focus from which to base your reading, your reading and your editing and stuff like that. So I hope that made sense, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.